Hello and welcome to today's Lifetime VIP video. Today's Lifetime VIP video is about market timing, some tips that I personally have. So let's get right into this. Alright, so today's video is about market cycles and kind of some stuff that happens usually towards the end of summer in markets. This happens in the stock markets, this happens in cryptocurrency, this basically happens all across the world. Right now the S&P 500 is actually doing pretty well in the stock market due to the parabolic movement keeping it up. But as we know, cryptocurrency has been having a pretty hard time holding value towards in this dumping area between June and July and August, when prices really began to top out and get bearish. People got super scared. Prices started to fall off hard. This actually happened the same way with Bitcoin back last year at the same exact time. As you can see, 06, 29, 16, and 08, the first of 16. This is when we have a double dump here that occurred. This is just usually like, it's market psychology again. Very, very wealthy people end up statistically taking more vacations during this period of time. And, well, just people in general do actually. And the market makers, the people with the actual capital inside cryptocurrency have cashed out majority before the end of the summer because they understand that that's market psychology. The end of the summer, markets crash really hard. This is something I actually was not aware of. Part of the reason that I had a little bit, next year it's gonna be easier for me because I'll understand the psychology in this area. But this is actually something that I had never taken note of or witnessed in this way before, so it surprised me a little bit. I mean, I knew that the markets were topping off, but it's still one of those things that when you have this type of a dump, it can be very hard to see it coming, even if you're pretty good at what you do. So that's why you use stop losses and trading plans and hold tether, and then try to mitigate your risk based on how much you're putting in certain things. So you know, it's one of those things that takes a little bit of time and skill, but I think that by next year this won't be as big of a problem, especially if you're watching this video. So is it going to happen again in Bitcoin? I don't know. We'll see. I know that there's like really strong fundamental manipulation going on right now in Bitcoin, but according to the Elliott sequence, I think it's still going up higher from here. Maybe it slows down a little bit and kind of side trends, but I don't see any major dumping in Bitcoin specifically. But I will say that Ethereum, I see major dumping in. So let's just go ahead and check out exactly what I mean by that. If we look in the Ethereum chart here, we have this first Elliott impulse, and then we have a secondary Elliott impulse, and a third Elliott impulse that went extremely crazy. That was when it went from $82 clear up to $400. So like just insane gains in the period of very little time, right? And a lot of people rode this Ethereum pump on the way up, and you know, I was holding a lot of Ethereum, told people to get selling around here at the top because I knew bearish movement was coming. Now, I see more bearish movement coming in Ethereum. Specifically, if we look at my technical analysis here in the description, I say Ichimoku cloud resistance. So as we can see, we've came up into the Ichimoku and rejected. Now it's making descending triangle formations. It's actually moved down even lower since I made this chart. There's still descending resistance in the chart. It broke out of this first channel of descending resistance, but major channels and descending resistance are holding true. So I still see that holding as a bearish signal. Also, it looks to be a head and shoulder formation in some aspects. Not as strong of a signal, but still one to be noting. And a lot of market uncertainty in general. I think Ethereum, because it got hyped up so much, is going to get crashed off pretty hard. So I'm expecting that $100 Ethereum, and it goes along with what happened in Ethereum last year as well. Ethereum did the same thing. First dump towards mid-June, second dump during like end of July into August. And if we look back on the Ethereum chart here, we can see this same movement happened last year at the same time as before. First dump starting really the candles here, because this is Bitfinex, didn't actually have Ethereum until right here, but the first dump, you know, end of June into July, and then end of July into August. So we see that double dump here. Let's see if we can get maybe a chart that's that has more history. Tether USD. There we go. Yeah, so we have this first dump that happened, and then the secondary dump. And you know, you could say it was the fundamentals, you can say it's whatever, but Bitcoin has crazy fundamental stuff going on right now. And I think it's going to hold true through this. So that's why I use the technical analysis. But yeah, this is just market uncertainty due to whales taking profits before the really towards the end of the summer when people really start vacationing. So for me, this is a major lesson learned, because I'm going to sell a lot of my positions before the next time as June into July starts to roll around. I'm going to make sure and take a lot of profit out so that I don't run into this problem again. But I just wanted to point that out in today's video. Thank you for watching today's Lifetime video. I hope that you learned something. If you have any questions, go ahead and let me know in the comments below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. As always, stay profitable.